Hello there. I would like to give you a quick primer on how to read a stock quote. You can see here I'm just in my browser and I Googled, you can choose any publicly traded company, but for this example, I chose Coca-Cola Company. So all I did was Google Coca-Cola stock and up came this quote. As you can see, this is the Coca-Cola Company. It is traded on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol KO. There's some general summary information over here to the right, as you can see, up to and including where its headquarters are. Though I'm recording this on Sunday, July 4th, you can see that Coca-Cola Company was trading on Friday on the New York Stock Exchange, and at the close, we ended up with a price of $54.18 per share. That was up 22 cents per share from the prior day, or 0.41%. You can see that there was some after hours action, but that's beyond the scope of what I'm trying to show you here. This is the day, Friday. You can see the bell rang in New York at 9:30 in the morning, and Coca-Cola had opened at $54 per share, right about there. It then, as you can see in the early mornings, climbed towards its high of the day, which, as you can see here, is $54.45. So it opened at 54. It had an immediate climb up to its highest point for the day at around 10 a.m. and then traded kind of sideways for the rest of the day. This is kind of a crab walk, sideways action for the day. Then, right around 4 p.m., the afternoon, the closing bell rang, and we got basically our close price for the day. You can see here basically again it opened at 54, it hit a high of 54.45, and its low was at 54, somewhere right around here, I would say, or perhaps even in after hours action. Otherwise, you can see there's other information here related to the stock, including market cap, PE ratio, dividend yield, etc. I'm going to start very quickly with the market cap. And this number here simply means this is the value of this company. Okay, so we know that this company is worth $233.61 billion. Now, one share of this company is trading at 54.18. So if I wanted to know how many shares were being traded on the street for this company, very simply I divide 233.61 billion by 54.18, and I arrive at a number somewhere around 4,311,738,648 shares. So over 4 billion shares of Coca-Cola are out there being traded, changing hands, and essentially each one of those shares is a vote, right? So if I own one share of Coca-Cola Company, I have 1/4 billionth of a say as to what happens with this company. Okay, so again, market cap divided by stock price gives you the shares outstanding. How many shares the board of directors has authorized to be traded in the public domain. Okay, now if I didn't know the market cap, but I knew the shares outstanding, I could do some calculating. I could multiply 54.18 times those 4.311 billion shares, and I would arrive right around the market capitalization or the total value of this company. Okay? The PE ratio is the price to earnings ratio. So essentially a ratio between the price of the stock and what it is actually earning. Okay? So if I divide 54.18 by 32.46, I'd arrive around 1.67, and that is earnings per share. Okay? So again, this is how many times actual earnings is the stock price trading at. Now, this can vary. This can be a nil number. There can be nothing there, which simply means that the company is losing money this quarter. We saw a lot of this during the COVID pandemic, obviously. If I was to bring up Walt Disney Company, you would see their price to earnings ratio is still nil, um, for obvious reasons. The theme parks are still ramping up. They had huge losses when those were shut down. The cruise ships were docked. They were unable to release movies. So it's going to take a little time for that price to earnings ratio to come up. But that's okay. We have faith in the Disney company. And one might say it's an opportunity, to buy when a healthy company is beaten up for, acts of God, so to speak. Um, Otherwise, uh, you know, in trading, in making decisions about which stock to buy, we want this price to earnings ratio to be really no higher than 30. That's a general rule that I follow. I like value stocks where that price to earnings ratio is between 5 and 12. Some companies trade at astronomical price to earnings ratios, some as high as, 800 times earnings or 1,000 times earnings. These are the Teslas, etc. The problem with those is, even though we're anticipating profitability and therefore valuing the company higher, um, when something happens on the street, when there's a market upset, those are the ones that fall very hard. So there's opportunity there, but there's higher risk. So just by looking at this price to earnings ratio, I would say that Coca-Cola is trading near its actual value. It may even be a little bit overvalued. But in general, if tomorrow the market crashed, I shouldn't see too much of a downside on this one versus a stock trading at, 100 or 200 or 500 times earnings. The dividend yield or div yield you see here is basically, this is the way that the board of directors distributes profits to shareholders. So for every one share I have, I'm going to get 3.10% of its value on the day the dividend is declared. So if I'm a shareholder of record on declaration date, even if I sell my shares the next day, I'm still going to be due that dividend. Now, in general, I don't give stock advice for class, but in general, I always recommend that you reinvest dividends. So essentially, if I had one share of Coca-Cola and I had dividends reinvesting, let's say this was worth $100 and it's going to give me $3.10. I would then essentially roll that right back into Coca-Cola Company. I would now have, 1.03 shares, which means next time there's a dividend, my dividend will be even higher, and so on and so forth. And that's really how you snowball wealth. Here's some other information. The previous close. This is where we close the day before, Thursday, July 1st. And then you give some longer term information. 52-week high, 52-week low. So within the last 52 weeks, it went no higher than 56.48. So you can see we're pretty close to that 52-week high, which, correlates right back to this high price to earnings ratio. So, in general, I could say that Coca-Cola Company could fall a little bit. So if I was to decide, if I didn't own this stock and I was interested in buying this stock, I might wait out a little bit of a correction. Otherwise, you can see that its 52-week low was right around $43.82. Okay? Now, you can do this for any stock. You can just, I could Google Disney, Tesla, whatever it is you want. And then beyond the intraday trading, right? Again, this was one day of street action, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. East Coast time. Here I can adjust out and see how the stock is doing over different time periods. All the way out to, here's a 5 year where you can really see, here is the COVID crash, right? And then the market slowly coming back up. I could go even further, out to the max and show you, the dot-com bubble bust and 2008 financial crisis, right? And then here's COVID, right? So in general, I can extrapolate, projections from this trend lines, and I could say in general this stock is trending on this general trend line here. So it's pretty much right around where it should be, but I could expect this stock just to kind of waffle or to move sideways right around this price. But don't be afraid to look deeply into the data. And then lastly, I can recommend sites such as Yahoo Finance. If I was to go to Yahoo Finance and input the symbol KO, I could bring up all sorts of information, including, how analysts feel about this stock. Do they recommend, holding or buying or selling? Is it overvalued or overweight? I can look at in depth into the financials, right? So again, a company like Disney, even though its price to earnings are nil right now, it's losing money every day. We know once this economy is fully open, Disney is going to be one of those companies to benefit from that as we all return to Disneyland and cruise ships and start watching movies again. So again, information is power. Business really is about mitigating risk by maximizing information. I want that risk as little as possible. How do I do that? Well, I need data and information. And it's out there for publicly traded companies. These companies are essentially glass houses. We are meant to be able to see through to all of their operations, and with a little time and some educated decisions, you can invest wisely. All right, thank you.